Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives and another episode of the Best and Worst series, a fun little series where I like to share my thoughts and opinions on the best and worst things currently going on in Top Drives. And we're continuing with pictures. The last episode we talked about rares. This episode we're gonna be talking about the best and the worst rare photos in my opinion. Also, massive shout out to Bunny if Bunny is watching, okay? Because Bunny is the reason we're gonna see some very beautiful cards today. All right, so I'm gonna turn on my camera because we're gonna be seeing a lot of things today, so I'm just gonna turn that off so you get to see the entire screen, and let's get into it. So we always start off with the good news and we always end with the bad news because we always end with the worst car of the last RQ. But anyway, I digress. The best RQ30 photo in my opinion goes to the RQ30, obviously Fiat Pan Dakar. Everything about this card is kind of amazing, not gonna lie. Not only the photo, not only the fact that it's four-wheel drive, off-road, it's super light, just the name. I mean, even the fact that the name is just a pun is just... everything about it is amazing, and the white rims too. Yeah, that's a perfect photo. You know me, man, I love it when cars are seen in their natural habitat, because contrary to what some people may say, every car has its own vibe, every car has its own habitat, okay? So the Fiat Panda car is where it is, and I'm now doing honorary mentions, so we'll do a top 3 basically in my opinion for every RQ, because I want to give a shout out to the Suzuki Ignis Sport. And one thing that we're going to see is that there are a lot of Suzukis with really good photos, okay? And I mean, that Suzuki Ignis Sport, that's an OG photo, if I remember correctly as well. And the Nissan Leopard. I think, honestly, the Nissan Leopard, in my opinion, would have won if maybe we could see the entire car, because the lens flare background, you know, is so incredibly unique and also so incredibly 80s. Like, I love that. And then the font as well in the turbo, you know, like everything about it is just a perfect car and a perfect picture, besides the fact that you can't see the entire thing. So if that Nissan Leopard was just zoomed out just a little bit more and you could see like maybe the back wheel and maybe more of like the trunk of the car, I think that would have been taken first place right there. But that's a really good photo. Now let's move on to the worst RQ30. The worst RQ30 in my opinion goes to the Dodge Dart. And once again, man, shout out to Bonet, because instead of just showing you what it could be, as in like, you know, what photo I could be using, Bunny actually put it in an actual card, so you know what directly it would look like with a nicer picture. So yeah, the Dart Swinger obviously on the left is the photo in the game, and the photo on the right is what it could be. I mean, once again, like, black and white photos, I don't hate them. They're you can definitely do them right. But the photo that they chose, this is just not it, Chief, okay? You can't see the entire car. And of course, I always like to deduct extra points when the car being blocked is a beautiful car. And yeah, obviously I'm a little biased. I love my American muscle cars, especially Dodge. But then again, this is my personal opinion. I think that the Dart Swinger is a very beautiful car. And if you still play GTA 5, I think they just added the Dart Swinger 340 into GTA 5. I think it's called like the Bravado whatever it is, but they added it, so that's really cool as well. But yeah, man, so much like potential for this car. It could have been so much better. So obviously Bunny's creation on the right, you can kind of visualize what it would look like. Now let's move on to RQ31. Now RQ31, the nicest photo in my opinion goes to the AC Cobra 289. I love it. It's a car in motion. It's obviously in its habitat. It's going, you know, really fast, or at least fast. Very close mention, a very close second place, an honorary mention to the Ford Escort RS 2000. This one over here. Honestly, this is kind of the opposite of the Nissan Leopard. I kind of feel like if this car was zoomed in a little bit more, it might have gotten first place. There's just too much empty space to the right here, and it's very rare for me to give this critique. There's too much empty space. Usually we see too little of the car. Yeah, too little of the car. But this one is like just too much, I think. If like the Ford Escort was maybe centered a little bit more, I love the lens flare going through the screen as well, then I feel like this would have taken first place. But in my opinion, I think first place goes to the AC Cobra. Also is a nicer looking car in my opinion. And of course the Suzuki Swift. I mean, that's a perfect crop. If anything. I like the background, the car's in motion, and it's just a very clean photo. Now let's move on to the worst RQ31 in my opinion, and that's going to go to the Cadillac Alante. I mean, what the bloody hell is this, bro? You see one light, you see one wheel, and that's it. And the crop of this, the Cadillac Alante isn't even in the center. Why is it so low? Why are we seeing just an entire tree and an entire wall? It could be so much better. And once again, man, shout out to bnunuyuyuu. Obviously over here, that's just that's a way better photo. That's just a way better photo. You get to see the entire front of the car. Look at these two, okay? If you had a choice, these two cars are completely the same MRA, same year, same brand, same top speed, same 0 to 60, same handling. But if you had a choice to max out one car, let's say both of them were in the game, and you had a choice to max out one car, both of them being absolutely identical besides the photo, which car would you most likely choose to max out? Obviously the one that just looks better, the one that just presents itself better. I mean, this is just a bad crop. You can't see the full car. It's not even high resolution. This is the worst RQ31, but this is a way better photo. And I think that this is a very good looking car that just needs a lot more justification. I would say that this Alante is probably one of the worst photos in the game, not just in the rarity. All right, let's move on to RQ32, man. BMW 728i, best photo in my opinion. I mean, it's just the most German photo ever. Obviously I don't know if this is taken in Bavaria, but it freaking looks like it's taken in Bavaria, right? And then obviously, like, even on the car plate you see M, that stands for Munich, and Munich is obviously in Bavaria. Like, this is it's very on theme. And it's a really nice photo. It's a really beautiful background. I think it's gorgeous, okay? RQ32 also goes to the Suzuki Jimny, a car in its habitat. Both of these cars are very similar. I say that the BMW gets the edge just because it's a nicer looking car. The Jimny, kind of ugly, but still, like I said, a lot of Suzukis out here with banger photos. And the Hummer H1 Alpha Wagon as well is just absolutely stunning. I love the background. It's a high resolution photo. You can see the entire thing. It is an absolute beast. Only, you know, extra bonus points to the BMW just because it's so on theme with that, you know, Munich vibe. All right, moving on to the worst RQ32 in the game. That's going to go to the Aston Martin Virage Volante. One thing that I hate about the Virage Volante, the current photo, is that it just looks fake. It doesn't look like a real car. I don't know, something about it. It just looks like a model car. It really does though. Like, just look at it. Maybe the fact that it isn't high res, or something to do with the wheels, honestly. The wheels don't look real. I don't know, it's just something about it just looks like it is just a model car. So the Volante is a really horrible photo in my opinion, but obviously Bunny's Croatia is just so much better. You get to see the entire car as well, and this is a very rare photo actually of a classic Aston Martin taken in the US. It could be Canada, honestly, but looking at the background, it's either the United States or Canada, 100%. I know that, okay? But yeah, it's just pretty interesting to see. It's really rare to see classic Aston Martins in the US, so that's pretty cool. All right, moving on now. The best RQ33 in the game. Finally, a lot of honorary mentions for Suzuki, but one of them actually finally won it, and it goes to the new Suzuki Jimny. I mean, I'm a sucker for snow photos, honestly. Like, that is just beautiful. And the blue in the Suzuki Jimny as well works super well in the blue in the rear. And I think it's just everything about it. It's just a really beautiful photo. It's gorgeous. And then honorary mentions. Like I said, you can always do black and white photos correctly. And they did it with the Alfa Romeo Giulietta Turbo Auto Delta, in my opinion. It's black and white. Who cares? Beautiful car. Beautiful crop. And it's pretty high res as well for a pretty old picture, so that's really cool. And another one also is the A-Bar 500C Assess? I don't know. You can roast me about that pronunciation. Angle is really cool. I like the vibe. You know, it's a really nice stance. Yeah, it's just a really solid photo, but in my opinion, nothing beats that Suzuki Jimny. Nothing beats just a little bit of snow off-road action. I love that. And like I said, you know, the blue in the Jimny works really well with the blue in the rear. All these cars here are super new as well. Jimny is JPT, right? And the Alphas and the A-Bars, they all came in Amalfi Coast. Moving on to the worst RQ33 in the game, that goes to the 1970 Judge Pontiac GTO. Now, there are two things about this picture that I hate, okay? Number one, well, three things. Number one, you can't see the damn car. Not at all, right? It's just, what, lights? That's it. Number two, they chose the less cool GTO judge. Like the most popular GTA judge, the one that's really called the judge, is the 1969 model, the one that Bunny has made for. And as you can see, there is a slight difference. There's a facelift between both of the cars. But the thing that I hate the most is that it's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful American muscle car, and to show so little of it in your original card photo is honestly disrespectful. So this is the 1970 model, and Bunny made the 1969 model, and this is the 1969 model, and this is honestly a car which I still cannot believe is not in top drives. This is, in my opinion, the most iconic year or the most iconic model of the GTO. This is the judge. I mean, the only way that it would be even more iconic if that was orange. Okay, like, dude, that is the most iconic GTO. Why is it not in top drives? And honestly, this is a way better photo as well. Like, this is just a horrendous picture. Okay, moving on to RQ34 now. The best photo, in my opinion, goes to the AC Frua. It's just a really good looking car. I love that it's in motion. It's really well cropped. It's a fantastic photo. Shout out also goes to the Nissan Qashqai, which is really rare, honestly, to see an OG car in the list, because this is an OG car back from 2017. So yeah, it's really rare, man, to have an OG car have a really nice photo. And the Opel Insignia from Great Exhibition as well, really beautiful picture. I think this would have won if the AC Furo wasn't added in World Expo. All right, moving on now. Worst RQ34 in the game? The Ford O21C. I love the change that Bunny made here. Is the same exact photo, but completely fixed. I can just see the car. That's it. Not that hard, man. Not that hard. I just want to see the car. Look at how much better it is when you can see the car. All right, RQ35, best photo goes to the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR. I'm so happy that Hutch did not mess that up. That is beautiful. Also, it's a clean sweep of German cars here, and they all came from the same. Well, actually, no, the Benz 190, that's an OG, but they got a picture change. So the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR, I love it. The angle is cool. It's in motion. It's on a racetrack. It's beautiful. The BMW 333i as well. Really, really nice photo. And honestly, I might even, well, actually, no. Anybody knows where this car plate is from? That is not Munich, or it might be maybe an old German car plate. I'm not sure. But if anybody knows where that car plate is from, that's pretty cool. I think the one that this Mercedes has, I think that's a British car plate. Yeah, that's a very nice photo too. I mean, they hit it out of the park with this one, honestly. I mean, the old photo was pretty good, but this one's just better. I love the angle, and I think that is on the Nürburgring as well. But yeah, that is a beautiful photo. All right, moving on. Worst RQ35 in the game goes to the Citroen C5 V6, as Bunny calls it, my favorite car. Funny. Yeah, I think it's funny though, because I'm pretty sure that these two photos came from the same photo shoot. It's just that Bunny's is just so much better, because once again, you see the crop, you can see more of the car, and I just feel like the front is a little less boring than the back. And this photo, it just has more life going on to it. The sunset, or maybe dawn, maybe, but the reflections that you can see in the mirror, you can see the orange, the red, the yellow. It adds a lot more life to the photo. I think this one's just a bit dead, honestly. And honestly, the photo that Bunny chose, at an angle as well, slightly tilted, it just looks a bit more active. I really like that. So it's a way nicer photo of what I think is a very ugly car regardless. Moving on, the best RQ36 in the game goes to the Mercedes-Benz 280 GE. Obviously, this car just got a photo change, and honestly, I think I've said this before, one of the nicest photos in the game, full stop. Not only did they fit in the 280 GE so perfectly, not only is it showcasing the car in its habitat, they added a boat in there too. Boat drives, dude. Boat drives. But yeah, I love it. It's great. Obviously, you know me. I love the BTR photo. Even though it's not been cropped that well, I love it because you can see a fighter jet. This one, you can see a boat. I like it when you can see, like, another, like, piece or form of transportation. I think that's pretty cool. Or just another car. Well, actually, another form of transportation. I feel like if it's another car in the background, if that car is cooler than the car in the front, the car in the background might take more of the attention, and that's not good if you're trying to showcase a different model, right? And then honorary mentions for RQ36 goes to the Opel Mansa 400 Rally and the Audi 200 Quattro. What I like about the Audi 200 Quattro are the colors, the white, red, and blue. You cannot go wrong with white, red, and blue. I mean, almost every flag. Okay, not almost every flag, but so many flags in the country. I mean, in the country. What am I talking about? I'm recording this at 3:35 in the morning. Almost, or many flags in the world have red, white, and blue for a reason. Okay, it just fits so well together. And if you don't want to think about flags, Ice Pop, right? Prime Ice Pop. There you go. Same colors as well. First time I actually mentioned Prime in any of my videos, so that's funny. Alright, RQ36, Bentley Mulsanne. The next two photos for the worst go to British cars. First one goes to the Bentley Mulsanne Turbo, and obviously Bunny did that so much better. This color is, it's just so much more vibrant. You know, you get to see the blue in the rear, the red in the tail lights, and the green in the trees. This even looks like it was taken in, that very famous park in the UK. Totally forgot the name. I think it's Kensington. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, it's just such a better photo. Alright, moving on to RQ37. The best picture goes to the Ford Capri Piranha, the only car from South Africa, I think. Honorary mention goes to the Morgan Plus 4 SLR and the Bentley Arnage. So yeah, dude, really beautiful photo. This one hit it out of the park. And I just love seeing slicks, dude. Slicks in the action. Not a lot of slick tire cars in the game where you can actually really see their slicks, but you can see it here, and it's beautiful. It's so smooth. It's great. Okay, let's move on to the worst RQ37. One of the worst photos in the game as well, in my opinion, is the XJ12. Well, first of all, you can't see the front, you can't see the back. It's a side profile. It's black and white. It looks like a model car. I mean, literally, the ground in the photo just looks like a carpet in somebody's home. It looks like it's a model on the floor in someone's house. That's it. It's a horrendous photo. Obviously, so much better in this edit over here. You can see the front, so much more vibrant. You can see the design of what is a very beautiful, a very cool Jag. It's just so much better. So yeah, hopefully if there was any car that was in desperate need of a photo change, the Jaguar XJ12 is like up there on the list. I would say like this, the Bentley that we just saw, the Cadillac Alante for sure. I mean, any car in the worst category needs a picture upgrade. Okay, RQ38, another Suzuki. Seriously, dude, Suzukis have some really gorgeous pictures. The Jimny Sierra is no exception. It's beautiful. The green, the iconic green, but it's really more of a BMW G80 M3 green now, but it is a very beautiful green. It fits really well. It blends in really well with the trees in the background, and it's a nice contrast to the blue in the rear as well. Honorary mentions goes to the Mini Cooper convertible, as well as the Mercedes-Benz 300 CE. Once again, a very 80s looking photo, and that's why I love it. The worst 38 in the game goes to the BMW 528i. It's kind of rare actually to find a new update photo that really sucks, and the photo for the 528i is garbage. One of the worst in the game. You cannot see the front, you cannot see the back. Why the hell is half the car just the sky? It's really bad. Seriously. The only thing that saves it in this photo, I think, is that the bronze-ish color that the car has contrasts pretty well with the blue sky and the green, ground. But outside of that, the colors, they do pop, but outside of that, everything else just sucks. And yeah, this is just a way better photo as well in the 528i that Bunny made. Now we move on to the last two, the RQ39s. The best 39 in my opinion goes to the Mini Electric Shadow Edition. Very clean photo. Nice background, you can see the entire thing. It's very clean. Second place and third place goes to the Jetta G40 Junior, as well as the Jaguar XJS. The Jaguar XJS, obviously you can see boats, and the G40 Junior is just a very clean photo. It's a very similar, I'm giving it the same points to the Mini. Like, it's a very clean photo. You see the entire car. It's a very, I want to say very, but it's a high-res photo. I would say that the Mini edges it out just because it has a cooler background, right? And then we move on to the worst of the worst RQ39s, and in my opinion is the Bentley Continental R. The main thing about the Bentley Continental R, a little bit of biasness in this, is very similar to the Pontiac GTO Judge, as in it's a very beautiful car, and I just feel like it could be portrayed way better. And yes, I think Bunny's photo is just, or Bunny's creation is just so much better. I don't know. To me, the Continental R is a very good looking car. I do like these boxy coupe Bentleys with slightly curved, like, you know, in the back. Like, it's nice. It's really, really nice. And I just think that this car is a bit zoomed in. Honestly, if HUD just stayed with this original photo, but just zoomed out a little bit more, I think that would be a really cool photo. But obviously, the one that Bunny made is just so much better as well. But anyway, guys, that in my opinion, those in my opinion are the nicest and ugliest photos when it comes to rares in top drives. Let me know down in the comments below if you disagree or agree with any of my hot takes or cold takes, depending on what you think. But obviously next in the series are going to be the super rares. So, you know, let me know down in the comments below if you have any super rares that you might like or hate that you want me to to add into the video. I think there was one shout out. I like totally forgot about the shout out. But it was there. I think it was back with the Pontiac RQ33. I like seeing these photos go back in time. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Random Tuner. He commented in the uncommon video, right? And he commented what he thought were the best and the worst rare photos, and we both agreed that for RQ33, the Pontiac GTO was the worst. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. We're gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and blessing out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jack.